What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool live stream slash video back in Planet Coaster, of course, in the one, the only Arrow Valley. The best park in the world that we're working on right now, which we still have a long ways to go, but we're gonna get her done, and we're gonna get a lot done today because we're gonna be starting on our third roller coaster. I already planned this out a little bit. We're gonna have another roller coaster lined up back here. Like I said, this is gonna be like the cedar point of the chain for right now anyways, so it's gonna have a lot more coasters and thrill rides than Westwood, so it's gonna be a lot bigger and a lot better than Westwood, at least unless you like a lot of theming. This isn't going to have a lot of tremendous theming like Westwood, but it is going to have a lot of thrill rides and attractions. So, off screen, I did a couple of boring stuff, just to keep you guys updated. I did a little bit of path work. I did all of these, some path covers and some fences, custom fences around these flat rides. I actually just got done doing this one. On the chair swing, they're not completely done yet. There's going to be a little bit more scenery around them and stuff like that, but for right now, they're going to work very well for us. And of course, when we left off, we built our second coaster, the spinning coaster, which is kind of like a small little family ride, a nice little family coaster, because you got to have some family rides as well. So this is going to be kind of like a carnival-ish kind of section right here. It's going to be like a small section, nothing too large with this section of the park. So there might be a couple more flat rides going in, maybe a little bit on back further around here, but without further ado, we're going to go ahead and be working on another coaster here, right behind here in this area. And it's going to be a new section of the park. So, again, there's going to be roller coasters scattered everywhere around this park, and that's going to be the cool thing about it. I said that I wanted to have around 6 coasters at the minimum for this park. So we're already on number 3, so we might be able to get that a little bit higher than 6. It just all depends on different things like that. So, anyways, yeah, we're going to have all these rides blend in pretty well once it's all said and done and completed. So, anyways, we're gonna be, I haven't done the queue line fully yet for the spinning coaster, but let's get into this. I have not yet decided what kind of coaster I'm gonna be working on here, but I'm excited to see what we come up with. So let's take a look at what possible coasters could be going into this new area. Okay, so we're gonna take a look here. It's gonna be a larger coaster, not like a Giga coaster or anything like that. This is not going to be in a spot where I'm going to be putting a Giga or Hyper coaster. So it's going to be like another big coaster, but not like a tall, super high, tall coaster or something like that. So, anyways, so let's see what our options are. I don't want to do a wooden coaster, or a classic wooden. I actually want to place that somewhere in the back of the park, but I do want a wooden coaster in the future. One of the options that I did say was an RMC, or what I was thinking was an RMC single rail T-Rex coaster. I was thinking about a T-Rex because it would be different enough from Westwood, but I'd be working with the RMC group, or RMC, an RMC coaster again, because, you know, I want them to have similarities, you know, we're working with other companies, but these are going to be my options that I'm thinking of. So what I'm looking at is an RMC T-Rex, and just because one of these don't get picked doesn't mean I'm not going to go with them later. So I want to do either an RMC T-Rex or something that would go well in the park, and that is an Arrow Looper. So it would be a looping American Arrow coaster. So, because I would love to have an iconic kind of corkscrew going over the path. I think that'd be very, very awesome. So, those are kind of the two I'm leaning most towards to, because I do want to have possibly an Arrow Looper somewhere in this park. I think it would fit very well, of course, Arrow Valley, so you gotta have an Arrow coaster. But, if I choose one or the other one will be going in. So these two coasters will be here. I'm just trying to decide which one I want to put in this particular area. I thought the Arrow Looper would be good because it's actually closer to the entrance, and you might get a good look of the corkscrews going in. So if I choose one or the other one will still be going into the park, just at a later time. So whichever one we choose, just remember that we are still going to be putting in the other one later on, just in a different location. So So just keep that in mind. We're not doing a launched wing because I have a winged coaster literally right here. So that's not a good idea. Relocation of Cedar Point's corkscrew. So if I do the Arrow Looper, it is not going to be a huge coaster. It's going to be kind of a smaller. And the story behind this is going to be a park that's opening in 2018. So there's actually aerodynamics is not actually around. So the story behind this is going to be more of a I'm asking S&S to make me a classic coaster that resembles an aerodynamics ride. And yes, it will be rougher. I want them to use the older track type. And since S&S owns the remains of aerodynamics, I'm going to see, or the story is I'm going to ask them to build me a classic aero coaster. So just to give me that classic feel and ride in the park. So that's going to be the idea. Now I want to create like some custom supports, some box supports on the lift hill and different things like that. It's not going to be huge, but it's going to be kind of like an iconic coaster. That's going to be the point of it if I use the American Aero. Now now looking at the RMC T-Rex, now I definitely want to have an RMC T-Rex in this park as well. So that's why I was also leaning towards this one, because it's gonna have, you know, some classic some nice RMC elements, and it's gonna be pretty big. So those are the two options. I think I'm leaning towards the Aero, and I think you guys are too, because I think it's going to be a better location for the Aero coaster, and the T-Rex can be somewhere else in the park. So anyways, let's get into it. I think I'm gonna go ahead and decided on the American Aero. So what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna make sure this is going to be an iconic ride. Now, it's not going to be a very long ride. It's going to be kind of a shorter ride. It's really another coaster that's just going to be the icon of the park. So now I got to figure out, where do we want to put the loading station at, so we can figure this out. It's going to take up this location. So I think I'm going to have the station off to the side here, and that way the corkscrews are going to come around this area to get back to the station. So it's going to be towards the end. The corkscrews are going to be towards the end. So I'm going to raise it up just a bit, not too much. And we are going to get this coaster started. So now as for the height, again, with the story of this, I want it to be, I'm asking S&S to create a classic aerodynamics coaster with the old track, and that's just to get the icon of the coaster. Now I'm gonna try and see if I can't build, or maybe even look in the workshop for those supports that go over the pathway, kind of like Corkscrew from Cedar Point, or some other places that also use that support. And I'm gonna see if I can't find that classic support. So I'm going to build this just like a classic Aero coaster. So it's not going to be the smoothest coaster in the absolute smoothest coaster in the world, you know? And it's not going to be super tall. And we're also going to change the color to a different color scheme, because we already have a red coaster just right there, and it's going to I don't want it to resemble that at all. So we're going to head into this. It's probably going to be just under 100 feet tall. So let's go around the 80-90 range. 91 feet tall is a pretty decent height, I think, for an Aero coaster. So, because I don't want it too small, but I don't want it too big either. It's going to be kind of a smaller ride. And I don't think I'm going to have a pre-drop either, or should I? Should I have a pre-drop? I don't know. I kind of don't want to have a pre-drop. If you know these old Aero coasters, they had like straight sections of track here on the drops. Alright, we'll get that drop going. And then I'm just going to press the smooth tool just a little bit. Probably won't do much, but... I feel like it should be a little steeper. I don't know. Alright, we're going to do the pre-drop. I got a better idea. So, I don't want to go too far this way anyway. So, we're going to do a pre-drop, and we're going to turn this around 90 degrees. And we're gonna have the drop right here. So it's gonna go this little turnaround. I'm not gonna make it completely straight. We're gonna put it at just a little bit of an angle. And what angle of descent do we want? I think they usually went between 50 and 60. So we're gonna make the angle around 50, 52. That's all right. That'll be good. Make sure it has plenty of time to level out here. And that's pretty decent. And that's a pretty decent steepness. Again, this is being built in 2018 as well, so... Okay, so I always use the endgame loops. I don't like making my own custom loops. I'm perfectly content, I always say this, I'm perfectly content with using the endgame loops, because otherwise they just don't turn out the way I want them to, and the endgame loops are already preset, and I think they work just fine. So we're probably going to have no more than 3 inversions on here. We'll probably have that double corkscrew and this loop involved, so we're going to start test. I want to make sure I make this loop to the decent height here. That's probably a pretty good height right there. I might even work backwards just a little bit so I can get that corkscrew about where I want it. I'm probably thinking about doing a turnaround back this way, and it's going to come back this way, and then we'll get into the corkscrews and then the brake run. So it's going to be very, very short. And again, we're going to have pathways going through here too, so you're going to get some really good views of the coaster, and you're going to be able to walk through it. That's the one thing. A lot of these coasters, you're going to be able to see these coasters very, very well. All right, I started testing. Oh, I didn't unpause it. That's why. All right, so we're gonna do a nice little turnaround here. Maybe. Come on. Pretty heavily banked. So kind of like a high-speed turn. We're going to go over here. We're going to do a couple of different fun elements. Don't want to get too close to the station, so I have plenty of room over there. Alright, looks like it goes through that loop pretty well. It's going to go through that turn pretty well too. And now we're gonna add in just a little bit of an airtime hill here. Because why not? Alright, let's turn off angle snap. Shorten that up a little bit. Of course it would do that. It always does. Of course you're turning for... even though I didn't want you to. Alright, I needed to change that anyways if it will let me play. Gonna go over a nice airtime hill for some pretty decent airtime. Then I'm gonna make a turnaround some way, and we are going to get an iconic double corkscrew going on, because that is just what it needs. And this will be the Arrow Valley, you know, iconic, you know, walk structure, you know. It's gonna be that iconic ride. Alright, so we're gonna make a brake run. I'm gonna work backwards just a little bit here. Alright, now we're gonna make a brake run. See, I got my idea of how I want this to turn out. But it's not, again, it's not gonna be a very long coaster, it's gonna be a short coaster. Make a small brake run here. Alright, we'll adjust it if needed. We're gonna head back to the hill here. Make sure it's got a nice shape. And then let's do kind of like a... I go like this. Alright, and then we're gonna make it turn around and it'll go under itself through here, and then we'll have a perfect lined up opportunity to get that corkscrew. So I'll have a nice turn, high-speed turn here. Oops. Okay. Straighten this out just a little bit. In fact, we'll go about right there. Kind of have a head chopper element there for fun. And this is the perfect opportune time. Oh, come on. It always does that. Every time. Every time I want to play something, it always clicks on... It thinks I'm trying to click on another track piece. I had it perfectly aligned where I wanted. And everything. Okay. Now, if you know, like, aero coasters, they'll be banked, but they'll still be going into their... They'll still go into their, rolls. I gotta first see if this will even work. I'm not good at making custom... I'm not good at making custom, corkscrews. I always stick to the end game stuff, because that's how I am. In fact, I kind of would rather go the other way anyways. So if I did a corkscrew... the only thing is it's gonna go too far over. So I need to angle it differently, because I want it going this way, pretty much. So we need to angle it more this way. And let's drag it out just a little bit more. Okay, so let's see if that will be it. If I can find the corkscrew. Okay, rolls. Alright, so that's the part that's going to be going through the pathway. In fact, I almost want to make it higher up. It's pretty close to the ground right there. Alright, so it's going to head upwards like this. And then it's going to turn. Alright, so now we're going to line it up with that brake run. And then maybe even create a little bit of a bunny hill here. You can just see how much speed it's already lost. Alright, I'm going to make this banked just a pinch, so it can bank back into those brakes. And then we'll smooth her all out. And then we'll see how we did. Because the pathway is going to be going under all this. So I want to usually smooth out all these transitions of the turns. That way those aren't rough. Too rough, anyways. Now let's see how well it flows through these corkscrews. A little bit slow, but not too bad. It's actually not that bad. Pretty good, actually. I'm gonna run right into the brake run. And back into the station. Alright, we're just gonna do a little bit more extra smoothing. And make sure we're all good with that. We'll take a test ride. See if there's any more spots we need to take care of. Then we'll recolor it and get into all that fun stuff. And then we're gonna get this area moving because obviously it's very blank and bland and bleh. Okay, so let's take a test ride on it and see what happens. Slowly up the lift we go. Then we got the beyond 200 foot tall, I think, no, it's 180 some foot tall Steel Eagle over there. And then the spinning coasters back there, back behind us. Man, it's so small compared to compared to today's coasters. All right, looking good so far. Might even smooth out just that entrance to that turn just a little bit more. And then the transition to the corkscrews are pretty good, and it flows through it pretty nicely too. I think I might maybe speed up the lift hill just a pinch. Okay, so the one spot that seemed just a pinch jagged was right here. There we go. Okay, so as for the color scheme, we don't want to go with red or blue because we have those colors right next door. So I want to try maybe yellow and black. with maybe black supports. Maybe black cross ties? Oh wait, no, that's the wrong one. This one? Kind of like that. This is a pretty nice color scheme. It's going to be very iconic. That's the goal of this coaster. Not for like super thrilling, but it's going to be that iconic ride. Don't worry, there's going to be plenty of Golden Valley in later streams. I just have to get caught up in this park because I need to have this done by next season. And I want to make sure I can put as much in as I can because it's going to be a larger park. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the color of the cars now. We're definitely going to change those. Alright, see what this changes. See the white. I kind of like that color. It actually doesn't match quite nicely. That's interesting. I actually like that color scheme a lot on that track for some reason. Kind of like that teal or greenish kind of color. And I want to make box supports for the lift hill, like old-fashioned. I've never made them before, so we'll see how that turns out. We're going to be able to run 2 trains. And then, of course, I'm going to get the... What I want to do is get the, you know, kind of supports for corkscrews that go over pathways. I want something like that. So I'm going to look to see... I don't know how... Any way I'm going to build them. So I am going to cheat a little bit and head to the Steam Workshop. Usually you can't see this on here. Okay. Am I on display capture? Yes, I am. I am on display capture. That's why. Okay. I forgot I was on oh yeah, because I did the React video. Alright, I want to look for corkscrew supports. Kind of like what you see the midway. Let's see what we have. Vertical loop support. Original corkscrew style support. See, I don't know about that. The corkscrew. I don't know. I can't find anything. And that's all that comes up for corkscrew supports. Let me just type in corkscrew and see what happens. Alright, maybe I need to search for... not good. Anybody know? Let's see, top rated of all time. Or is that's not going to come up like... It's going to come up with all this irrelevant stuff. I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to build it. Let's see if there's any good box supports. Whoops. No, I want to go relevance. There's no box supports. Alright, I'm going to start with the box supports and go from there because... Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is get rid of the supports on the lift. And we're going to do the box supports for that, so... I'm going to attempt to do box supports. And I think the first thing I'm going to try, what I'm going to use first, of course, is the framework. And use these, the scaffolding. And we'll just make them black. And I'm just going to make a basic structure here. Hopefully it will work right. Okay, so we can use this. And then I kind of want to make a thing to where it connects to the track. So it looks really good. So we can build, I'll go ahead and edit in this. And let's go to art pieces and see if we can't do it from there. Art shapes, and we'll use these as connectors from the track. We just got to get the right color and try and get the color that matches that the best. As long as it's so close that we can see here. All right. Center this. And see, what do we have here? We have cylinders. I'll try these first and see what they look like. Don't think they'll work the greatest, but what I'm going for anyways. But again, we'll see. Nah, that's not what I want. Let's see, let's go grid size down here, grid height down. How about we do something like this? It's connected to it. Then it goes through the catwalk though. So if we put it low enough where it doesn't go through the catwalk, like that, maybe it works? Look up arrow support structure on workshop. Okay. I'll see if I can find this now. Arrow support structure. Ah! That's actually really good. Thanks for that suggestion. That'll actually probably look a lot better than this. I'm gonna move this to the side and use that support structure. Instead, there it is. Now, how do I use this? Okay, so... I will agree this is much better. I assume you have it this way, and it's not straight. What did they use on this? It's like, I see. Alright, I'm gonna make the first one here like so. Is this gonna be stay as one piece, or or is it all gonna be in pieces? Yeah, it's all part of one piece. That's good. That's what I was hoping. Okay, so I'm gonna add my own little thing to this just real quick, just one little piece to it. And that's just gonna be this. A piece that connects to the track, from the track to the supports. Might even angle it accordingly. See, from a distance, it's gonna look like it's supposed to, or like I was hoping. So now I'm gonna do we're going to adjust it and put a structure up here so it's level with this. See if I can get a hold of this and put one up here as well. Alright, and we're going to build this pole up. With it as well. And I might be able to copy and paste all this parts. See, I'm adding my own parts to it as well, so it looks the way I want it to. Alright, so we shouldn't have to build too many of these. So I'm going to just copy and paste this, and then I'll have to rebuild some footers as well. It's not straight. Okay, so we gotta figure out how much of a gap we want in between each tower here. Maybe just a tad bit closer. And I'll take it. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can't select we're gonna select the footers, since I can actually click on them here, and we're just gonna move them up, so they're up here. There we go. That's looking lovely. Now, once we get to the higher up parts, all we're gonna have to do is just copy and paste some extra pieces. And that's how we're gonna have to work with that. And then, like, say for this, just a couple of tweaks here and there. as well, so it works properly. Ah, we can keep those. Doesn't matter. Alright, so I'm gonna get one more piece down in the lower section here. Trying to keep it as evenly spaced as possible. And we will put that there. Okay, so now we're gonna move. Oh, I'm building so many unnecessary pieces though. But it's faster than building each individual piece itself. Alright, that'll work. Okay, so we're about half the lift done. Evenly spaced. Right there, and now we're gonna move this up. Try and make it evenly spaced. That's the goal anyways. Now for the taller ones, we're actually going to have to add. So what we're gonna do we're gonna have to add more structures here to it. So actually I've got another idea. Let's see if it works. Okay, so now it's the fun part of lining stuff up. So we're gonna have to move the footers, of course, again. I'm probably making this difficult. There's probably an easier way, like always. Joe always does the hard way of doing things, but I don't care. Alright, we're gonna take the footers, move them down to where they need to be. There we go. And I think I'm gonna put one more at the very top. Alright, so I'm going to select this. We're gonna build another one. I'm gonna adjust the top on this one because it's gonna have to be adjusted according to the adjusted according to this a little bit. Okay. Everything's all weird. Alright, so once again, the footers at the bottom. And this will look good. In the right direction. Now we gotta edit the top just a little bit. We're gonna have to delete these extra pieces. Now we're gonna have to support this properly. I'm just gonna make a longer track section piece here. Ah. Oh my gosh. What happened here? Why is there stuff so high up in the air? Ah! Oh really? Why is that all there? For real now. Why what? Oh. Wait a minute. Is that how you made it a piece every time? I didn't do that. Totally didn't do that. Wouldn't you more naturally put stuff underground instead? I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on there. Kind of beyond me right now. Alright, so we're gonna have to shift these. Actually, instead of moving the whole structure, I'm just gonna shift this over. Just a pinch. Since it's not lined up with the track completely. Perfectly. Get into the flying camera to help us out. There we go. Alright, so now I'm gonna do Control X. Copy it to the next section. I'm gonna delete the top one. Of course, it's not gonna let me click on it because the coaster's in the way. So instead of that, I'll just click 2 of them. Maybe even 1. I only need 1. Alright, we will angle this just a little bit right there. And there you have it. It's my first time actually making really making some custom supports. So, alright, let me get rid of this support. That's pretty good. Not too shabby. Now, I still don't know what I'm going to do for the corkscrew supports. Oh gosh. Because those still need to be a thing. I'll have to make a station building, which will probably have a pretty simple station building. Not gonna lie. Okay, so I'm going to take these posts and move them underground out of the way where they should have been in the first place. Okay. These posts are just here to make sure that it's actually a building. I don't know why the person that made these structures put them above. That's beyond me. But, like, what the heck? Put them underground so you can't see them. Doesn't really matter where they go either. You just put them out of sight. That way the structure can actually count as a building. It's kind of funky how it all works. All weird like. I couldn't tell you why it's like that. Okay, I think I got them all. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of my stupid looking structure. Because these look a lot better. That's a start. Again, this is going to be just a very, very basic aero coaster that's just there. It's going to be a nice family ride for kids too, you know, that don't want to get on a huge coaster. But you can see how small it pretty much is. It's a very small ride. Still testing. Do we have our test results in for this? No, we didn't. All right, let's take one more ride. Let's take a good ride on it with the supports. They look great on ride, actually. Look fantastic. Such a slow lift hill. Oh yeah, I said I might actually speed that up just a pinch, but we'll see. I don't know, maybe not. Let's see, I'm getting currently about 20 frames a second in the park so far, so it's already dropping. Can't wait till I upgrade my processor. This is a nice little tiny, well put together coaster, I think. If I can just find some cool supports for the corkscrews, we'll be in good shape. That's all I need to find. I might even smooth out that last turn just a little bit more. And there we go. I want to see the results on this coaster. Alright, so excitement rating of 422, that's actually not bad. It's a lot higher than I thought it was going to be. So let's take a look at the test results. A duration of 78.7 seconds, so it's just over a minute actually, which is surprising. Track length is actually surprising too. It's over 2,093 feet. Didn't think it would get over 2,000, but that's awesome. Max speed of 47 miles per hour. That's also faster than I thought it would be. Biggest drop is 70 feet. Number of inversions 3. Airtime count 1. I'm going to say it's probably that airtime hill right here with a 0.4 airtime duration. And the track scenery rating is already high, which is actually insane. Okay, so there's just one little spot that I thought was still kind of rough-ish. And it's this turn right here. So we're going to try and smooth it out just a pinch. Could just be the transition from the end game corkscrew, but alright, I think it's good. Okay, so we're gonna get our paths going here. I'm gonna make the width as high as I can. Yep. I'm gonna go with the tarmac kind of path texture. And we are going to turn off angle snap for now. Actually, I want to turn it on right here. And we're just going to have like this iconic spot right there. Yeah, that's how it's going to go. That's going to be cool. And that will work out perfectly. That path just goes around there just perfect. And then we'll put like some fences around here so guests can't get through to the track. And we'll also be traveling underneath this last run here. And we're going to smooth this out. Do some path smoothing from the path transitions here. Possibly. There we go. Get that shape that we want. We're going to have to put some more buildings around this area too, because that's something we're a little bit lacking right now. But of course, we are in the first stages of these new sections of the park, so they're not completely done by at all. So okay, so the entrance area of this ride will probably be right here. That's probably the best place to put it, because we can probably fit. Oh, maybe we can't. I'll probably have the queue line go up and above the brake run for that. And that'll probably turn out to be a good area. So we got some flat rides, and now we have 3 roller coasters already. And you can see that though we're just really getting into the park. So to have 3 roller coasters already is kind of like a huge thing already. So and again, we're gonna have to find some sort of support, hopefully that will fit on this very well. just so you guys know as well, I'm also trying to plan a trip this month, or in October next month, to go to Kings Island and Cedar Point. It's not final. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to go yet. I've just now starting to request some days off. So, we'll see how that works. If I get those days off, I will be going. If I can't, then I won't. But it was kind of the last second thing that I might be able to do. So it just depends if I can get those days off. Because it's kind of a slower days of where I work. So I just might be able to get them off. And I'm going to be going from the 11th through the 15th of October, and I'm going to be we're going to be heading to Kings Island for 1 day and then Cedar Point for 2 days. So hopefully that will be something I can do. And I think it's during like the Halloween event or something like that. So that will be a lot of fun and a really cool experience. So I'll actually might be able to get on Mystic Timbers for the first time. But for sure, I know I'm going to be taking my Cedar Point trip next year, for sure. I can't. There's no way. I don't even care if I have like no money. I'm still going next year to Cedar Point, no matter what it takes. I am going to do whatever it takes to get to Cedar Point next year and ride Steel Vengeance. I can tell you that much. All right, so I'm just going to try and do a little bit of path work here. To get going, we're going to round this off, round these sharp edges off, so they flow just a little bit better. There we go. So there's going to be a lot of parts in this park where you're going to be going under coasters, and you're going to be getting a lot of great shots of these coasters. So that's going to be nice, and there's going to be pathways everywhere. That's my idea with this park. As you can tell, pathways are just flowing through this entire park so far, and I'm going to keep that up, and hopefully they will turn out the way I want. Okay, so maybe one more piece there. See if I can't get that smoothed out, that rough edge smooth. There we go. Ooh, maybe I can put like a small Arrow Valley sign right here somewhere. So you get that iconic feel. That's gonna be cool. But anyways, starting to turn out good. I took forever on Steel Eagle over here, forever in this area. And it's still not fully done. So I knew I had to move on a little bit. So on last episode, that's what I did, was move onto that just a little bit more. Okay, so let's see if we can't get some sort of station going. It's going to be probably a very simple station. Nothing too fancy. We're going to put the exit on the edge here. And let's start building on the grid. Okie dokie. And I think I'm going to connect these two pathways as well. Somewhere right here to Steel Eagle. That way you can just get all views of Steel Eagle. And it's going to be a great... This is a very interactive wing coaster. If you haven't already could tell. Very interactive. Alright, so we're going to get to the station here. Finally. Okay, so let's do a rough concrete at the bottom here. I'm just going to get the outline of the station here. So I'm going to have it go all the way out here. I like to give it just a little extra space in my stations. It's not going to be a big station. It's going to be, again, a very basic kind of station, so. Alright, let's add those sections to here. Then we're just going to change the grid size so we can fit another piece in here as well, like so. And this one we can actually go all the way down. All right. I might add more of these structures along the first drop and stuff. And just maybe. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so let's get to the wall pieces and fill this in. Should we do a brick maybe? No. Maybe lime plaster. As classic as it is, maybe a wooden texture, natural wood. No, let's do modern wood. I like the modern wood quite a bit. Is it gonna have fighting textures in there? Usually it does, but it looks like it's not for once. Hey, hey, hey. Alright, now let's get... Where's my pieces at? There they are. Get these here, of course. And we will get the 1H piece at the bottom. So those are good. And we'll just copy it to the other side. And that's just going to be a good start. There we go. It's weird how you can just rotate it and it gets rid of the fighting texture sometimes. It's weird. Oh, I guess I need to make a exit spot. See? It's done. Gone. It's weird, but it's a good thing. Alright, I'm going all out with this modern wood structure. Oh gosh. Texture. Oh gosh. Alright, we'll go every 2 here. Try and make this station a little interesting. Try to. Maybe we're going to put some structures here by the exit and entrance areas. It's a lot of pillars. Not gonna lie, that is a lot. I'm gonna try something different. I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but I'll do that. It's a very square station. Now we're gonna do some roofs that hopefully will turn out good. I'm just experimenting with my station skills here and trying to create something a little bit different. I don't know how it's gonna look in the end, but hopefully it will be pretty decent. That's the hopes. So for this piece, we're just gonna actually build these like that. Not like that, but like that. I'm actually gonna close this up with the walls. Like so. I almost kind of want to put them on each beam here. See how it looks on the inside. Yeah. Kind of give a cool interior take on it as well. Alright, so I'm going to go put a 1H piece here. We'll build this all the way across. And then we'll place the another pitched roof on top. Should I do that or the steeper one? Kind of want to go with the steeper one. Gives it another interesting feel to it. And we're gonna add like little smaller details on the station as well, and it will look kind of cool. Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping. It will look cool. That's always the hopes. But I won't know until I know. I should have put these in first. Nah, I don't need the extra pieces, and you probably can't see it on the inside. Really. Unless you look straight up. But you can't see them. We don't need them. There we go. That's kind of like the basic shape of this station. It's got a, kind of a larger station than I thought it would be, but have you ever thought of building Batman the Ride and clone and Planet Coaster? Which one? The the B&M invert? Ah. I don't know. I mean, I could. It might not be too hard to build that recreation. I need to get back to the recreation series. I have some coasters to recreate. Certain coasters that I never got around to. I actually have to see what the voting poll was on the last one. I believe New Texas Giant won the next one. It's funny, I've been putting Banshee on there every time, but it never won. It was one that I was personally kind of hoping to do, was Banshee. Okay, so let's take a look at the exit path first. Let's do the boarded circuit. That's gonna look the best because it's the same texture as the building, so. Let's do that. And now we're gonna have to build a support structure for this. Just a quick one. Alright, doesn't need one on that last piece. I'm gonna go and head to scenery. And use the wooden. We're just gonna go line to surface here. And see how this turns out. I'm gonna put some posts on them so they look a little bit better on the transitions of where they're slanted. This will just give a nice little new fencing to it. That way it's not always the same. Okay, so to get rid of these ugly pieces here, we're just gonna go back to building. And reconnect it again. Great. Thanks for all the notifications. Wait for it. Stream resumed. There it goes. And you should be seeing me any second now if you haven't already. Alright, looks like we're back online. Come on, YouTube. You're better than this. Sometimes you're better than this. Not all the time. I don't know why it does that, but it's annoying as crap. Starting to get on my nerves. That's what it's doing. Starting to get on my nerves. Alright, that's a nice little exit building, or exit. I don't know. I'm liking the building so far. It looks cool. Apologize, the stream went offline again. I don't know why. I don't think it likes me. YouTube just doesn't want to work for me anymore. It just decided to die. It's just like, nope. Not today. Not today. We're not doing this today. That's what it's telling me. I can easily tell when the stream goes dead because everyone in the chat literally comments RIP. RIP. And I'm like, oh great. Stream's offline. And also OBS pops up saying disconnected for some reason as well. So that's another indication. But hey, it's alright. We're good. It always gets back online, so that's the only part. That's the thing that matters, right? Alright, let's get a nice little booth in here for the operator. And pull it in, push it out just a little bit more. That way it's not in their booth at all. Getting in the way. What color? Should we make it a wood color? I'm gonna make it a wooden color. Alright, we're gonna put an angle snap here. And we're gonna make this go back behind here. Alright, so we're gonna make this go. I'm gonna make it go all the way to the post here. Then we're gonna turn it sideways. Then they're gonna have their little booth area here. Which is actually a pretty big booth area. Alright, we're gonna have to use a smaller piece. Make a little section here. And that is good there. And then we'll just do the last piece. Oh gosh, stuff's in the way. I cannot see it. Make that even. There we go. Alright, nice little operator's booth. It looks pretty good. Not too shabby. Nice little station building. Pretty simple, but yet it's looking pretty good. I'm not done yet. Gonna add a little bit more to it in some spots. Like, you still gotta add some lighting and different things like that, but yeah, this is not bad. I like the modern wood quite a bit. Looks pretty nice. Alright, so we're gonna make the path for the queue line now. Again, we can't go under unless of course, we lowered the terrain somehow, but we're not gonna do that. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and select the grid here. Can I delete that and do this? No. Of course not. Oh, I'm using the wrong texture. We don't want to do that. We don't want to use the wrong texture. Okay. So we should be tall enough here to head over like that. Quite a few steps, but that's all right. It's not going to need a huge queue line, because it's again going to be like an aero kind of coaster. Not a lot of people are going to ride it. It's not going to be like the most popular coaster in the world. It's just going to be that iconic coaster for the park. Alright, so now we're going to support it all up here. And that's looking good. I think we might use the same kind of fencing over here to get it going. Alright, so we're on a line to surface here. So we should be able to do this. So same deal is gonna go over here. Okay. Always difficult when you do the fences like this to get that taken care of. But we will get it taken care of, no doubt. Alright. We're gonna have a little bit of a gap there, but that's alright. Nothing we cannot handle. Alright, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to copy it to the other side, of course, as well. And delete the extra piece. Lots and lots of scenery. Alright. We're going to do it the fast way and just copy all these to the exact same place on the other side. Because I'm smart like that. Okay. That structure's looking good. In the way that we want it to. And that coaster is still running like a beauty. And we're just going to continue the trend as well. For these. So for those kind of wonky transitions, we're gonna place these posts here. That'll hopefully help out a little bit. So we can just place some extra pieces here, and it'll slide right into that post as if everything is normal. Okay? Okay. Now, one more thing I want to add, just for realism purposes, is we're going to head into scenery, art shapes, and I want to add some footers to these pieces. Alright, we'll go with this size. Good. Alright, and now for the other side. Could probably do the exit ramp while we're at it as well. It's just a nice little extra piece of detail to add to it. Oh, I forgot to add. Do what I was saying I was going to do. Are these all covered by posts? Yeah, they are. So, for those, we would want If we're gonna do footers for these two. They're gonna have to be a little bit larger, because these are larger structures. Kind of like that. And then this side. I'm trying to center them as best as I can. They don't have to be 100% perfect. Unless you're looking for it, you're not going to notice if it's centered or not. Okay. Alright, that turned out better than I was actually thinking it was going to. This is a larger station than I thought this would turn out to be for this kind of coaster. I can't wait till we develop in this area a little bit more and get some more stuff added around to these. So I still have to do the entrance for the spinning coaster. And we also have a lot to do around here. Oh, why are you lagging so much? It's like it doesn't want to work properly. Never does. Never does. Alright. On that note, I'm going to go ahead and save. Just to always be safe. You want to save just to be safe. Of course. Always. Okay, so we're building onto this side over here, but there's also going to be a section of the park that's going to be back in this area as well. So there's a lot of park to still be built and get worked on. So let's see, where's our border over here? Okay, we're closer to the border over here than I thought we were. So I won't build too much further out over here, just a little bit. We'll build a little bit further out here, maybe add another section or so. And then we're gonna work on, there's a lot more room on this side. I don't know if I'm gonna use up all the area. I want to make sure there's that room for expansion for future years and stuff. That's what I'm gonna make sure of. Alright, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do next. So I didn't think I'd get this far, honestly, this early. Alright, let's take another ride with the station now. I haven't done that yet. The American Arrow, as it says on the front. Pretty slow lift, but it doesn't need a fast lift because it's not very tall. See, I want to have a nice mixture of really high thrill coasters and, you know, some generic mild kind of coasters for other people as well. That way anyone can enjoy the park. So it is kind of more family oriented in a way, but those thrilling, really high thrill attractions are going to still be there. I have to say, it turned out pretty smooth, too. Got the double corkscrew. I haven't looked at that turn. Yeah, it turned out a lot. It turned out a lot better than what it was. Then you get a nice view of the spinning coaster as you hit the brake run. It's nice. I guess I can work on lighting while I'm trying to think of more different things. Oh, yeah. It's funny how dark it is right now, but it's about to turn into an amazing light fest of awesomeness. Okay. Just gonna throw some area lights in some sections. And some spots here. The perfect way to light these up is we're gonna throw some area lights built into these. So we'll stay nice and lit on the bridge and everything. Now, gotta light up the inside of the station as well. I'm just gonna place some on these walls and should light up pretty well. Yep, that's good. Alright, and a couple of area lights here. Alright, that's looking good. Oh my gosh. Music's loud. Alright, now we gotta light these up special as well. Eventually, when I figure it out. Love the floodlights. It makes the nighttime experience so cool. We haven't lit up the spinning coaster yet either. I was thinking about doing some custom supports on that as well, but I'm not the greatest with custom supports because I haven't done it very often. I'm also have to put some rope lights or Christmas light, whatever they're called, the lights up the lift hill as well. First, I'm gonna actually go into terrain painting. I think the intensity is very low right now, so just gonna add some nice blending to the textures here for the ground. Maybe even just a tad bit of rock in some random spots. And some patches of grass. Give it a nice, neat, natural feeling look to it. Man, that actually looks pretty darn good. A little bit of dirt. You can blend some textures very, very well and get some very unique textures and areas. It's actually really nice. And look at that. That looks pretty darn awesome. Some nice texturing going on there. Okay. You had to do this. I had to do the dishes earlier today too. I wish I have a dishwasher, but I'm still too lazy to do them myself. I just wish they would do them. Their dishes would just wash themselves, you know. So I don't have to deal with them. Ugh. They're miserable. Alright, so we're gonna add a little bit of environment to the coaster by adding some neat pieces here. Man, trees and bushes and everything just makes your rides look so much better. That's why I'm obsessed with them, because I just love the way they look around the rides. Everyone says I go overboard with them, but I love them to death. I love it to death. Like, it just gives it a good... There's just a good aesthetic around it. I just love trees. They look great. Okay. That's the thing. They look great. I made some small trees here because I don't want them to cover up the coaster or at all, so that's a little bit too much. So once you still be able to see everything, you don't want the trees to get too much in the way. I don't want that. Alright, and let's get some more smaller trees here. I'm trying to get some different variety into them. That way you're not seeing the same trees everywhere. I'll have to get some more rocks in some areas as well. Oh, that looks so good. I love it. I love it. Let's get a couple of small trees in here as well. I'm trying to not overdo it with the trees, but man. It just feels like a crime to not do them, so. Do some of these rocks in here. Do a little bit of rock work. These look fantastic. And a couple small ones as well. Just gonna get some random rotations in here so they look a little bit different everywhere. And this section looks really good. I love it. I like the way that's looking. Yeah, so we got 3 coasters. Woo! Yeah. Okay, I think I'm going to try and make a little bit of an entrance area for this coaster. Okay. So let's go to building. Actually, I don't even need to do that. I can literally go over here and snag one of these. Maybe. Alright, angle snap off. And we're gonna make like just a little entrance pretty much for the coaster. So the entrance is gonna be in this area. Okay, so the absolute guaranteed coasters that are going to be going into this park so far, obviously we got an aero looper, a spinning coaster, and then also we have a B&M wing coaster. And for sure, we're definitely going to have a RMC T-Rex somewhere else. So we'll have an RMC T-Rex. I thought the aero looper definitely fit in this area the best. So for sure we're gonna use it. And for sure we used it in this spot here. Man, our guests are gonna love this park. JLW Entertainment is gonna do with this park. I'm gonna try and pump out more episodes of this a little bit more often because there's a lot of work to do, and time's gonna start working against us here pretty soon. I got an earlier start than I did on Westwood, and I'm definitely gonna need that because this is kind of probably just a little bit bigger of a project than Westwood. And the more I get into building, the more advanced building I do. Alright, so the queue line is going to be there. The exit path is going to be here, which we will connect with the normal pathway. And it's going to be its own little section off here, and then the queue. It's gonna go off into its section like that. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and just use those railings right there for that. And that will be fine. And we're gonna build maybe like an interesting entrance sign or something like that. That will go well with it. So again, it's not the largest queue line in the world. I guess I still need to connect this here. And wouldn't you notice, or wouldn't you know it, it's not gonna let me connect it there. Oh wait, no, that's because I wasn't in queue line. Of course. Why are you being so awkward for? Oh my. There we go. Better. Alright, this new section is going to turn out quite nicely. Couple flat rides there. I'm going to have to build some more buildings in this area. That's something we're lacking. Alright, I wanted to actually kind of get the aesthetic from the entrance here. How this is going to look. Oh gosh. Let's get in the flying camera since we don't have any guests. We can't do touch a cam right now. Gonna go in here. You can already see the corkscrew. Well, you can see the loop, but you can see the coaster over there. Then you're gonna go over here. You're gonna be able to see all this roller coaster track. There's gonna be a lot of roller coaster track visible from all over the park. There's not gonna be one place there's not gonna be one place you can look where there's not gonna be coaster track, pretty much. You're gonna be able to walk through here. And ground level, I have to say, it looks pretty awesome. My personal opinion, anyways. I think it looks pretty awesome. It's turned out pretty good. Okay. We're just gonna do some more extracurricular, that's what you wanna call it, decorating. Filling in all these empty spaces with stuff like bushes and stuff like that. Whoops, not on the track. Don't want to do that. Alright, let's add a couple smaller trees in here. Like usual. Ooh. Do a couple rock pieces as well. Alright. There's another thing that I wanted to work on was the lights over here. So we're gonna go to scenery, props, lights, constant. That's what we want. Just gonna go all white here for this lift hill. Alright, so we want to be, gosh darn, I gotta recolor these again because I didn't do it right. Done messed up. Okay. It's at 30 degrees, so this should be able to angle perfectly. Let's put it on the middle rail here. Gonna start all the way at the bottom where it starts to be straight. And we're gonna build it all the way to the top, which shouldn't take too long because it's not a very tall coaster. But we'll still get that rope light kind of feel. Not exactly rope lights, they're just kind of like lights. If that makes sense. They're just lights that go up the lift. I might switch into the flying camera here. Makes things just a little bit easier. And once we get towards this top piece like that, we're gonna have to switch to smaller segments where we are going to have to start bending it upwards. Bending it a little bit. Turn off angle snap. As it levels out. There we go. Almost there. Alright, that'll do. Lights, check. So now when we go to nighttime, that looks cool. I think we already put some on this one too, yeah. On our wing coaster. But now we have them on our iconic Arrow coaster. Which is starting to look pretty good, starting to come together quite nicely. Once we get all the pathing elements together and everything going together, it's gonna look really, really good. I feel like we have to do quite a bit of lighting still. Look at that parking lot. That entrance area. We got guest relations, security, the tickets, and the Arrow Hall. My first attempt to try to do something cool on interior, but it didn't turn out the greatest. And I decided to add those red lights on the end spots there. Okay, we're gonna go on a little bit of a park tour now. I'm just gonna use the flying camera. Don't have the Tejicam available right now. So you're gonna be in the parking lot. You're gonna be able to see Steel Eagle from here. And it's gonna get you excited. I love seeing the coasters from the inside of the park on the outside in the parking lot and stuff. So you're gonna head in here to the entrance area. We got the Arrow Hall if you need to go to the bathroom, where we have some different food stalls and drinks before you go into the park. Those will open up early before the park opens itself. And then we got 2 sections for season passes. And then we have some day tickets. So if you're just buying a day ticket, you can go there. Then over here, if you have any issues or anything, or need any guest services, we have guest relations here. And then of course the security building is the other half. And then we get this wonderful Arrow Valley sign. Kind of get the nice Steel Eagle venue in the background along with the Ferris wheel. We're going to head through the entrance gate. And instantly you're going to see some great views of Steel Eagle. You can see the corkscrew coaster in the background, which doesn't currently have a name. Spinning coaster and Ferris wheel, of course. And I want to add some really cool water show in here eventually as well. If we head over to the right here, this is still an incomplete section. I still have to add some more buildings on the side, but we got a couple of facade buildings here. Don't actually have any purpose right now. So that's what those are. And we have some nice little plazas where you can sit down and just kind of enjoy the views of the park. And then this is a placeholder. It's not going to be the Chief Beef sign. It's actually going to have the Steel Eagle logo in it, which has not yet been created. So you're going to walk through here. Then we have the entrance of Steel Eagle right here. And it has a lot of switchbacks and queue line in here. Just like that. And you get to get some great views of this coaster off on the coaster side. And this is going to be kind of like the gift shop for Steel Eagle. We wrap around over here. We get some nice views of Steel Eagle, as you can stand right under the lift and watch them go up that massive lift of 186-ish feet, something like that. And then you can see the evacuation staircase from the brake run, the mid-course brake run. Then we have a nice Chief Beef restaurant building here. And then you can take a seat at a picnic table here and watch the coasters go by you. And with great views of that winged over drop, my gosh. And then, of course, while you're watching that, you can take a flight on the balloon flight right here. Alright, we're heading back this way. Has some park perimeter fences, because again, we don't want anyone getting into that perimeter. And then this was also a very interesting part, was the transfer track over the pathway. It was an interesting decision by me to build this like this, but that's how that was built. And yeah, that's the Steel Eagle area. Now, if we head back this way, we got the Ferris wheel. Very undeveloped area over here still, but we have kind of like the carnival-ish style area with the chair swing, flat ride, the spinning coaster, and the tilt-a-whirl. And I probably might be adding some more rides in the future. So of course we have the spinning coaster here, looking really nice. It's got a good look to it. And of course what we worked on today, that is the corkscrew coaster, which again doesn't have a name. Could be called corkscrew, but that's too cliche. I'm gonna have to name it something else besides that. Which looks fantastic as well. So that's what we got so far of the park. It's turning out very, very nice. I'm very, very excited for what the end result's going to be. I think it'll be really cool, really nice. And again, there's a lot more coasters to come. As of right now, we only have 3, but we're at least going to get that total to 6 before we end. So before we get this park completed. So we're going to have to add some more flat rides, more thrilling rides, and it's going to be a fantastic run, and I can't wait to get a lot more of the park completed. So anyways, I think that's going to do it for this live stream today. We got quite some awesome stuff done with a new roller coaster already in place, and we're progressing right along when we got to do a lot more stuff down the road. We still have a lot of building to do, because I still have to do this side, of course, of the main street area, or with all the buildings and stuff like that. But it's gonna be really good. It's gonna be fantastic. I promise you that. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for more content like this. And I will catch you guys in the next live stream or video. So make sure you have a great day, and even cooler tomorrow. And I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks so much, and goodbye.